A little bit surprised that the intro hasn't played, but... Okay. Coffee ready. I have some water. The cat has calmed down from the catnip and is now sleeping beside me. So, let's go. Speaking of cat, I will continue to name my character after my cat Mondi. And use the nice little character I designed. Look at her, she's so pretty. Almost as pretty as the real cat. Okay. Oh, let's see. Will the wolf backstab work this time? Maybe even first try. We'll see. So run up to the edge of the table. Charge R2. So, yeah, I don't get it on the first one, but since he lunges at me, it's almost easy to get it after the lunge. So, well, it's weird but consistent. Out of curiosity, Bolt. So, you, Wei, Lupus, and a few others, you seem to have a closely knit little gang. A few of you from California. Do you per any chance know each other in real life, or how did this little group of Bloodborne players form? Okay. So, happenstance, just found each other and became a group. In another channel. Okay. So, what is the origin channel? Should I be following this too? Katarina, I see. Do I have to set something up to make that shout out work? I mean, people would definitely see it, just don't get the nice link and all that. I must figure out how to set up my Twitch account properly. What were those doing in the corner there? That was weird. Or have they always been in the corner? I just only now saw them. It's always scary when the rifle guy on top of a cart doesn't shoot at you immediately, because then he might shoot you in the back as you run up the stairs. Okay. It's always great when you find a little group of peers. Happenstance. And every now and then you find a peer.
Oh.
I was in a meeting at work, so obviously there's video meetings these days. But it turns out that I saw the T-shirt, and it was the doll on it. So it was a doll in a kind of cutish manga style. Just a little. I don't even remember the quote. Might be "Welcome in, dear hunter" or something. But yeah, it's interesting when the small things you can notice. And yep, we had to chat about it obviously and hit off a little bit. I'm a bad user of Discord. I think I don't have the patience for it or the time for it. Ooh, and when you say best friend, is that at least in real life or still online? An empty phantasm shell. How did that name change go? I'm pretty sure that Orphan of Cost is not weak to phantasm shell, so it must be a different story. Different but similar, perhaps. Smell.
Oh, what's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
Please, please, please. Whatever you do, don't transform down there. You. While I do appreciate watching no-hit runners more than speedrunners, there is a certain beauty in watching speedrunners fight Gascoigne, and then if the fight is 2 seconds too long, they quit. And it's a certain level of perfection required. Now, in my mind, I go, those 2 seconds, I mean, it's 2 seconds you can easily get anywhere else, just by RNG for, say, Mikolash. But, well, I do see the point. If you're that early in the game, you might as well quit and start over. And at least have those 2 seconds for sure. Oh, this is annoying. I'm gonna sell the bullet just so I can get one more Molotov. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. And I do admire the perseverance some streamers have, where they just, I don't know, at Wetners, get a hit, reset and immediately start over. It's like, no. I need to at least kill Cleric Beast or something. I find shadows 45 minutes into the run quite annoying to start over. I mean, I just get away from the controller for a couple of minutes. At the end of the day, it is a numbers game. I mean, I know I can do it. Every part of the run I can more or less consistently do. I mean, yes, shadows less consistently than many other parts. But every part of the run is also where if RNG is bad or concentration lapse, it will go down the drain. So making it is really just about numbers, trying enough times. And eventually, all the stars should align. Then you have to help out the stars. So, and be sure that at every point here, the odds are indeed in your favor, since, well, if you have a 1 in 10 failure rate at every boss, well, at every stretch of the game, well, let's call it 10 stretches of the game, multiply that up and it means that you have a 10% chance to actually do it. It's numbers. And for speedrunners, it's maybe even worse. Since then you are very much dependent on good RNG. And if you manage to get the Swedish RNG of Mikolash in both first and second phase, there's plenty of second save there. And there's nothing you can do and plan to make that happen. It's all just hoping for it. Well, like my lieutenant in the army said, hope is not a plan. Will I get far away and not see me? No, it's on me. Good. I could just as well kill him too, but let's not.
You're a beast. What?
How so?
Take this.
I find it very much not amusing, but that is probably because too many a time have they done the wrong thing and just run around the railing and bit me. But I do the waving to the giant church giant just after taking all my clothes on purpose every time. Because if my wife is in the background and watching, it cracks her up. And it's the small things. You need to amuse yourself. Whoops. if you have a hard job, you should give it to the laziest person. Because the laziest person will figure out how to do it in the easiest way. And again, reference to my lieutenant. Says you're done with your military training in Sweden, you get graded. And you get a little written review. I don't know if any employer actually cares about it anymore, but, well, did back in my day. And when he spoke about me with the review, since, well, obviously they talk with you as an exit interview, I guess, he said that I contemplating putting you down as lazy, but I really can't do it because it's actually about being smart. So, if you don't have to do it, don't. There we go. Coffee. Yeah, efficient might be an even better word. It has a good concatenation on it. Is that what it's on? Is that the name for it? Concatenation. It sounds good. Why did I even do that? I don't know. 1, 2, 3. This time we get the pistol. Speaking of not finding words, had brunch with a Romanian friend who has found a Iranian girlfriend yesterday. And yeah, we spoke about the fact when you're not native English speaker, sometimes you just get complete brain farts and can't come up with the word you're thinking of. I mean, you know perfectly well what the word is supposed to be, but in your own language. But then completely blank on what it is in English. And he had a trick for it that I'm going to try next time, which is just use your own word. And maybe it's a loan word or a common word borrowed from French or Latin or something, so just go with it and see what happens. Well, he is smart, so I trust him. He also has an amazing memory, and he seems to remember everything that ever happened. But he also says that he has a pattern for that as well. So when you want to remember something, just think of something that sounds as absurd as possible, but similar. And he had a good example, which I should have thought of as a pattern. So I lived in Paris for 1.5 years, and when I got there, I thought I should learn French. So I got an app on my phone and tried to learn a couple of words. And as this app worked, it had words with a little picture on it that you were supposed to associate it with. So the words I learned are kind of weird, but the associations is mostly what I remember with it, so the system works. So I know, for example, the word for dust, because the picture associated with it is a boy throwing a cat, so just tossing it straight upwards. And the reason why is because in French, dust is poussière, which sounds almost like pussy in the air. And ta-da, association. So the word for pool in French is piscine. So you can start guessing what the picture might have been there. While I try to kill Bloodstar here. Yep, there we go. Spoiler alert, the picture for the French word for pool, which is piscine, was a little boy taking a leak in a pool. And good luck for getting that one. My wife keeps telling me that the words I did learn in French would make for a very, very weird shopping list. So, poussière, piscine, pomme, fille. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to buy the last one. It's probably illegal, and if it's not, it should be. But fille is also a good example of French spelling being weird. I mean, English spelling is weird, but French is just a step beyond. So I'm a Swedish speaker, and I also know some Italian. And Swedish and Italian, and also Finnish, has in common that they are very, very phonetic. So as you spell it is how you pronounce it. And Finnish is probably the best one there, but you know you have your spelling rules in English, but most of the words are spelled differently compared to the spelling rules anyway, so it's all about memorization. So in Finnish, less than 0.1% of the words are spelled differently, with exceptions, compared to the rules. And Swedish and Italian are pretty close to it as well. So let's just say that the very idea of having a spelling contest is kind of weird. And it's, why would you have a spelling contest when all the words are spelled exactly as you pronounce them anyway? But yeah, that is not true for English, and it's even less true for French. So getting back to the fille, I mean, how would you spell it? If I was a Swede, I would spell it F-I and be done with it. That is not how the French spell it. I don't even remember how to spell it anymore. Huh. I completely forgot all my French. Oh well. Maybe it's a good thing. Well, let's just say it's just as bad as the English word Q, which is really just a Q with 4 silent letters behind it. Which means that 80% of the letters in the word Q are silent. I think that's a record, but if there is a worse offender, I would like to bet my money that the worst offender is going to be a French word. I'm betting Q is actually a French word that we borrowed, that English borrowed. I'm betting it is. Which would explain why the spelling is so weird. Where am I going? Here am I going. I'm gonna fight Amelia. There we go. I think the reason why English is... well, the reason why French is weirdly spelled is because they had an intentional spelling reform where they intentionally made spelling harder in order to ensure that poor people would have a harder time getting to learn and read. So yeah, French is intentionally made hard. English, slightly different reason. English never had a spelling reform, whereas German, English, German, English, Italian, all of them has had a spelling reforms over the years, and languages are not written in stone, so they evolve over time. What English sounded like 100 years ago is not what English sounds like today. But most other languages have a reform, at least in the last 100 years or so, where they went through and said, okay, let's update all the spelling to conform with these new rules. That is why everything sort of works out. Since if you have things that are spelled weird, it's probably because the pronunciation of that word changed in the last 100 years and no longer. Concentrate. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was not what I planned, but okay, let's go with that. So in Sweden, we had a spelling reform in, I think, the 1910s or thereabout. So most things in spelling and pronunciation works out. There's a couple of very, very odd ones, especially with the and sounds, where previously, for example, the word for star, in English you can hear the T there, and in Swedish we spell it with a star, as in S-T-J, but we pronounce it as stjärna, so you can't hear the T there anymore. But 100 years ago, people actually said stjärna with the T. Yeah, you could hear the T. That change came along after, so haven't had a spelling reform in the last 100 years, so haven't caught up with that. Maybe it's time to have another spelling reform. If nothing else, to unify all of the loan words. So, as with every language, you borrow words from other languages all the time. So let's say such a simple word as chat or chatting. Swedish has borrowed, so we use the chat. Now, most people spell it. What am I doing? Spell it with the CH, which is wrong. That is not how you should spell the sound in chat with Swedish spelling rules. You should really spell it with the TJ, which would make it more consistent with already existing Swedish words, where you have, for example, shot. So there's a longer A there. So chat and shot. You can hear the TJ there, right? Or the sh sound. So shot, the longer one, is an existing word, which is literally meaning nagging, or the noun for nagging. So nag, I guess. Could also be repeatedly just talking about things, so it's not quite as negative as nag might be in English, but oh well. But I do think that having the same spelling of them for chat and shot would make a lot of sense, and it's basically the same word. And the only thing that should be different there is that chot has one T and chat has two T's. That is how it should be spelled. But no, people borrow the word and just spell it as is. Hello, good hunter. I might be a little bit of a grammar Nazi when it comes to Swedish, which is kind of weird considering that I'm also dyslexic, so I barely can do spelling. Well, that won't stop me. My pet peeve is the Swedish do the same thing that you do in German, so you have compound words. So if you have such a thing as, say, brown-haired, which is two words in English, in Swedish, brunhårig, that would become a... That's not what I meant to do, but okay. That would become one word. And it's kind of important, because if you write it together, as in brunhårig, it's someone with brown hair, right? But if you write it together, not together with a space, it will become brown and hairy, which can make for good comedy. So the Swedish word for nurse is don't ask me why, but it's really sjuksköterska, which is two words. So like sick caretaker? Yeah, compound word of sick and caretaker. And then you get nurse. So if you're going to say brown-haired nurse, that would become brunhårig sjuksköterska. But if you do it wrong and put in spaces there, well, then what you get is your brown, hairy, sick caretakers. And that is not the same thing. It's not even close to the same thing. But it do make for good comedy. And I also seen in some shops where people are talking about their cashier. I don't even know the English word. Cashier people. So cashier personnel. So cashier is kassa, and personnel, well, personal. So if you write it together, you get the personnel that takes care of the cashiers. But it also turns out that kassa it's also the definitive form of lousy. So if you write it apart, it's not you can get help from our cashier personnel. It's you can get help from our lousy personnel. And that one I have actually seen in a shop a couple of times. So be wary about grammar. It's a difference between knowing your shit and knowing you are shit. That's not what I meant to do. What did I want to do? There. Did I pick up all the things? No. Now I did. Excellent. 6. 1. Which means I should have enough here. Yes, I kill her in 2 hits. That is perfect. I can level to 23. And we're off to the woods. Hej älskling! Jeans? Är du på väg ut?
Va?
Jeans, är du på väg ut?
Jag ska handla.
Oh.
Men det är inte så stort, så om du inte vill följa med så behöver du inte idag.
Okej. Ja, men då hoppar vi. Yes and no. So, Swedish, German, Norwegian, they're all in the same language family. Well, technically English is in the same language family as well. So, many years ago, we're talking about 300 years ago or so, Swedish had just as German feminine, masculine, and neutral words. But what happened since is that in Swedish, the masculine and the feminine words has merged together. So, apart from a few exceptions, apart from a few exceptions like clock and boat, no one thinks of words in gender anymore, except for some dialects. So, for example, my mom, she had a very strong dialect, and the dialect she spoke used feminine words. Differentiated with feminine and masculine in a little bit. But in general, Swedish is only merged to feminine and masculine, so that is more of a living things gender. And then you have the neutral, as in dead things gender. So, for example, and there's no logic to it. So, a table would, for obvious reasons, be a living thing, whereas a stool is a dead thing. But yeah, it doesn't make much sense. I think the weirdest thing here, though, is that Swedish do not have definite article. So, in English you have your the. In German, you have your der, die, das. French, your la, etc. But in Swedish, how you do the definite article is by changing the ending of the word. So if you have, let's take a word that you would recognize in English as well. So stone would become sten in Swedish. So if you take the stone in English and do that in Swedish, it is not still sten. Whoops. There we go. Maybe I should do less talking, more concentration. Okay, so the stone, do not get a definite article in front of it in Swedish. Instead, you change the ending. So it becomes sten becomes stenen. You get an en at the end. And that ending is depending on the gender. So a stone is a living thing, therefore it gets a en. For weird reasons, because grammar is weird, for example, a tree is a dead thing. So then you get the et at the end. So a tree, which would become a träd, would then become a trädet. I'm not sure it makes that much sense, but well, it's an easy way to know when you speak with someone if they're a native Swedish speaker or not. Because native speakers, I don't even know how it works, but native speakers just intuitively knows if something is a dead or living thing and do the en or et. Whereas non-natives does it wrong, and even if the pronunciation is perfect, you can hear it on the definitive endings. Come on, why are you sidestepping? Which makes for comedy. And as you know, all the things when you go to IKEA are named after Swedish things, so that they are proper Swedish words. So if you have, for example, a Swedish pillow, I know there's a pillow that is called Gosa, G-O-S-A, And that is the Swedish word for cuddle. So not only are all the items in IKEA named after Swedish things, most of the time it actually makes sort of sense what they are named after. So, I mean, of course a pillow is gosa, or cuddle. But so the Swedish word for birch, as in the birch tree, is björk. And many years ago I was a little bit upset because they called something björket, which would be the definite form of a birch. But no, that is not correct. The definite form of björk should be björken. And I was like, you can't do it wrong, you must have proper grammar. And then it turned out that after talking to older people, well, it is the proper definite form for birch firewood. So if you chop it up and make birch wood into firewood, then the definite form is björket. And therefore, the item in IKEA is actually properly named. And 5 years later, I guess I will have to write an apology letter to IKEA or something, but I was wrong. They did use proper grammar. I just guess I have not been had the opportunity to use the word for the specific kind of firewood that is birch that many times in definite form. Did I equip? Yes, I did. Excellent. Let's keep it for Cleric Beast in case I need to beat him up. And first, I need 12 more knives. Excellent. And 28 strength. Excellent. Now, let's sip the coffee that is cold. Cold by now. And see how Shadows goes this time. I have co-workers commenting on me, so, well, I use English most of the time, obviously, at work, since everybody else speaks English. But I have people who commented on me that if I'm counting things, I always start out in English, but somewhere around 7 and 8 I switch over. I think this might just be easier to count in your native language. So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And yeah, it kind of makes sense, I think. But I can see it sounding weird when you switch in the middle of a sentence. Hello, girl one. Welcome in. What time is it home? I know that US has changed our daylight saving time tonight. But UK is switching, is it a week earlier or a week later? I don't quite remember. Okay, so you do yours a week earlier. Excellent. Boo, boo, boo. Okay. enough procrastination. Let's have it this over and done with. Come on, do you have anything that is not a fireball? Ooh. Come on, come at me, bro. Actually, don't. Please don't. No. One more katana guy. And maybe 2 on fireball guy. It's going to be perfect. Okay. One more katana guy. Oh, well, I'm so unsure. Let's not overdo it. See you later, Anna. See you later. Okay, let's light the lamp. Okay, let's sip my coffee and calm down a little bit. The attempts has been going, I would say, awful. The girl one. I've been repeatedly failing at shadows. So I picked up doing actual attempts again this week. But for the, I would say, 2 weeks before that, I only practiced shadows. My goal was to be able to beat them maybe 4 or 5 times in a row without taking a hit consistently before I took up actual attempts again. And, well, after finally doing that, I picked up doing attempts and been failing at shadows consistently since, again. Shadows are... yeah, they are a bitch. God, I hate those. I hate them. I hate them so much. I think what I hate most is that they are about 45 minutes into my run, so if I fail at them, that's 45 minutes that feels a little bit wasted, since everything leading up to Shadows is by comparison so easy. I mean, yes, every once in a while you get hit by a wolf or something weird just happens, but that's not that common. Whereas the Shadows feels more of a wall. Oh, I unequipped my weapon. That's weird. Yeah, let's not be greedy at all. Let's actually be so super ungreedy as we ever can against these little shadows. These little spiders. So let's not even go for that one. That one served themselves on a platter, so that one we take. I think one of the good things, really fun things, with playing Hitless is that you get back to the... You remember the first time you beat bosses, the adrenaline rush that you get. I mean, is why we play these games, right? And when you do Hitless, so good thing about Shadows is that I get that adrenaline rush from my first playthrough still every time. I mean, it's an awesome feeling. It is. I guess you could say I'm an adrenaline junkie. That's why I do this. Yes, not the kind of adrenaline junkie that go and climb Mount Everest or mountain bike down crazy hills. I play Bloodborne instead from the safety of my sofa. The general idea is probably the same. And what it does to your brain is probably also the same. Let's see if I can get one cycle. Yes! Okay. Queen Jarnum, there you are. And that's the next thing. Once you pass Shadows and got a good no-hit, then every boss after that, or every area that you run past, will give you the same adrenaline rush. Because, well, getting past Shadows with no hits, then the game is on, so to speak. And now everything you do matters. Every little mistake, every little success. So, man, even that little guy is an adrenaline rush because, well, you can't fail him. So let's get the perfect stairs then. He didn't shoot at me. That was weird. Felt a little bit weird. Oh my. Oh my. Why am I being chased? Please don't chase me. Oh, please. Oh shit. Shit. Yeah, the reason why I ran past here is that I wanted to make sure that none of the ladies were following me. Okay. Just that was weird. That was weird. Whew. My. No. Yes. And we don't have anything new. So it's just the same thing. Buy another 6 cocktails. Can we sell anything? I don't think so. Nope. It's just a matter of hitting 4 doll and leveling up to 30. Okay. All the right items. Make sure I have the punji equipped. Okay. We're off to the one reborn. Once in a blue moon, one of the hunters from the gang squad runs after me. That didn't happen today. Grateful. That might seem a little bit crowded, but it's actually very, very safe. This next area is super scary as well. Super scary. Oh, holy. He went all the way up with me. That, I didn't even see him. That could have ended very badly. Okay. A little bit of stamina management here, because you want to hit this guy as he transformed. Got all 3 in. I have never managed to do a roll there. I don't even know if you can. As a little pro tip, so if you transform your weapon running into a cutscene like this, when you get out of the cutscene, you're running at full speed. Whereas if you don't do that, the cutscenes will slow you down, and you have to charge up a bit. don't spit at me. Please don't spit. Holy moly, my pulse. I should have one of those pulse meters. I was stuck there for a bit. Scary, scary, scary. Scary, scary, scary. Scary, scary, scary. Oof. Okay. Okay, getting all the way here with Beast Palette still running means you got a pretty good One Reborn fight. So if the One Reborn fight took too long, you would have run out of Beast Blood Pellet by here. So that's a good sign. You might have to remind me to breathe every once in a while, because I'm quite tensed up here. Pro tip, run all the way until this doorway, and then just walk. When the hunter over here starts running at you, that's when you run and swerve. And that way, this little guy would have time enough to walk out of the doorway. If you start running too early, that little guy might be in your way and block the doorway, and yeah, it's not fun. That means that the hunter might, if he doesn't catch you up in the doorway already, he might run after you and catch up to you as you try to get the elixir there. And yeah, it's just horrible. Try to avoid that. And when you take the elixir, it should be... Oh, hi, Y! You're joining in the right moment. This run is so far going, let's call it great. I have not taken a hit yet, and we are up to Mikolash and Wetner's only left. So, unless one of the skeletons goes and does something very, very weird, this could be in the bag. This could be the one. This could be the one. It also means that I'm having a racing pulse over here. So, I might do something stupid or just get sweaty hands and slip my thumb in the wrong moment. No problem, I don't even know what that does. I just thought that if I had a couple of the frequent visitors and nice people in general being mods, then maybe they can figure out what the stream is actually supposed to do. Bolt tried to do a shout out. Turns out that I have not enabled whatever is required to make that one work. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. I'm sure I'll figure it out. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to sell things. I don't need these anymore. I will kill Cleric Beast, so I'm holding off on the paper. Yellow Backbone, I don't need. Nope. 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 Do I need to purchase anything? I have my 2020 knives. I have a good amount of... Yep. Now, up to 35. Sure, all the right things equipped. So I don't forget to equip something after the fight. I have my bolt papers. I have my pellets. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go beat up Mikolash. Yeah, you probably am. Does this mean that shout out now works? Try it out. Shout outs to all of you and see what happens. Oh, I have to do it. Oh. Okay, so there's something I need to configure on my side. Okay, Swedish RNG, nice. Peek my head. Hello, Mikolash. You wanna follow me? I know you do. Yes, you do. Oh, I know what I forgot to equip. I know what I forgot to equip. I should have equipped the poison knives.
But alas, not too fast.
Oh, damn it. Come on. Okay, let's not get that one.
steered from a vacuous home. Grant us eyes.
Now, let's make sure I have poison. I forgot. I remember to equip an item. I just equipped the wrong item. Skellies are quite cooperating today. Unfortunately, Mikolas is not. Well, I should... Ooh! Okay, nice, thank you. Why is it running so slow? Is it me or is Mikolas running very, very slowly? Oh... 1, 2, he's poisoned. So, yeah, pro tip for anyone who haven't heard me say this yet. If you just spam throwing the poison knives, you will not see Mikolas' health bar tick down or the little cloud around him showing that he is poisoned until you've thrown at least 3 or 4 poison knives. But it only takes 2 to poison him, so don't be too hasty. Just throw 2 and be done with it. Last poison. I picked up that one, yes I did. Excuse. Let's make sure to equip the elixir. I'm intentionally waiting here a little bit longer until he's actually dead. Otherwise, these skellies might decide to attack me. Let's not risk that. I have more than enough time to get here. Well, Mikolas fight I'm not so worried about. So my PB run of 2, I got 1 hit to shadows, and thank you, Bolt. I need that reminder. So for my PB ball run of 2, I have 1 hit to shadows and 1 hit to wet nurse. So it's not completely over yet. Mikolas is mostly a walkover, and he's not that tricky. When you got the tricks down and you cheese in second phase, it's fairly easy. I did miss a bloodstone chunk, so I will probably be under-leveling my weapon. I know that generally I have 1 bloodstone chunk too many, but I don't remember if the Wandering Nightmare on this staircase there, if it gives you 1 or more bloodstone chunks, so I might I might have to do the final fight with a +8. That's doable. No problem. No problem. Guess they saved the punji there to run safely past. If I want to be super safe, maybe I should go and use the Bold Hunter's Mark and just home out. Could be a good trick to remember for next time. Okay. Equip. Unequip. Yeah, okay. I'm plenty of chunks short. So I need to... Do you really get 4 chunks from that one, or did I forget to pick up other chunks? I must have forgot to pick up other chunks. Well, that means I get a 190 attack here. Usually when I slot that one, I get a 205 or a 207. So I'm a little bit short. But by selling all the things, maybe I can level my level my strength instead, and get an attack bonus that way. See? One hit if I equip my weapon. One hit. I unequip my weapon when I'm throwing stuff at Mikolash, because if you... Oh, look at that. Almost. I have enough to sell to get just past 16. What do I have that I could sell? I could sell my bolt paper. I don't really need it. I could sell a couple of my vials. Let's sell a couple of my vials. Is that past 16? Can I level to 41 now? Hello, doll. Sorry I beat you up. No, I need 500 more. Can I get 500 somehow? Nope. Oh well. Okay. I'm going to sit down here. Take a little bio break. I'll be right back. Okay, I've been lingering enough here, I think. Let's go and do this. So, a little bit like Shadows, Wet Nurse is about not being greedy. So when she does her rolly attack that is easy to dodge to the left. You can often get a R1, L1, L1 in and build up your beast meter quick. But she has a tendency to sometimes go into the lawn mower combo thingy very, very quickly. And because of that, I'm going to be ungreedy and always do a R1, L1 and back out. So that means I have to transform my weapon back with an L1, and I have to wait for that transform a bit so I don't accidentally go into an R1, L1, L1 because I tried to transform back too quickly. Because if I do that, she might do her lawn mover thingy. Oh well, let's have this over and done with. Goody. Dodge Nightmare. I need to rebuff my weapon. Stun poison. Where are you? There you are. Oh, you're too pro. Scarily far away. Oh, fudge. Oh, I'm sorry, cat. I'm sorry, cat. I'm sorry. Oh, I think I scared my cat. Oh. Oh. Holy shit, my pulse. Okay, my cat is sitting. She was sleeping on the sofa beside me. She is now sitting down by my feet and staring at me with her ears turned backwards. Oh, poor cat. Poor cat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, a little bit of thank you here. I mean, Fat House on Shells is the way. Girl One, Bolt Paper, all of you. I mean, thank you for the support. It's Lupus. I mean, it's anyone I forgot. I mean, it's thank you for being here, for the support. I would have to admit that just having audience makes it easier to concentrate. Maybe it ups the odds, but it truly helps. It truly helps. So great, thank you. As for inspiration, I mean, obviously, Jesus, and you're an inspiration for everyone, and you're also the first one who did it. So, thank you. I also want to call out Squilla Killer, Happy Hob, and Brutal Nerd, Danny Recht, who provided good content on YouTube and just streams in general with good tips for how to do no hits. Lynn, obviously I shouldn't forget Lynn. I wish you could have been here and seen me do this. I'm grateful for you being around and seen it a couple of times. So yes, yeah, thank you to all. I'm going to commit suicide.
Farewell,
And let the end roll here for a bit while I soak in the moment. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. This was amazing. It's been a grind. I don't regret a single minute of it. This was totally worth it. I'm gonna mute myself and pet my cat.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Hi again. Yeah, considering this ending is considered a bad ending, I mean, on the surface level, if you don't think too deep about the lore, it's the ending that seems the most optimistic. But yeah, that's what it is. So I'm gonna start New Game Plus, quit out and see what my time was. And after that, I will end the stream so I have a nice begin-end of the VOD. So I don't have to do any cutting, because this video is going to be submitted to Team Hitless. And if I didn't do a mistake that I didn't catch myself, then I hope to join the Hall of Fame among many other great people. So 1 hour, 24 minutes and 49 seconds. It's not bad. Not bad. Well, thank you for hanging around. I will quit the stream now, and then I will probably start another one and just play around for fun soon. Thank you all for stopping by.